buddy movie or a road movie. A war movie? Maybe not really, because there's no war in it. But what they have in common, these three men, are the history of being in Vietnam together. And then they hadn't seen each other for 30 some odd years. And they have a reason to get back together, a task that they must do. I think it's honest in the sense that you haven't seen it. It's like a high school reunion. You haven't seen these people in 30 years. And yet sometimes you meet them again, all of a sudden you feel like you're back in high school. Yeah. And oh my God, I'm wanting to be in the clique, and I'm out, and I feel insecure again, or I feel this is when I was the best, I was at my best, or this person has deteriorated while this person has grown. And I mean, it's like, it's very evocative, and this movie is very evocative. It's funny, it's emotional. People are laughing at times and crying at times. It's an experience, and I was so proud to be a part of it. And I had an inkling it could be what it is when I read the script, and it moved me.
Is it true that you were looking to take a little time off when this came to you, and that it was a chance to work with Richard and this script that sort of drew you back in again?
I don't know. I mean, I must have said that at some point. I can't recall.
Right.
I'm in such a forward motion that I don't look back very much, even with something like Breaking Bad, where it was like, oh my God, it was the turning point in my career.
Yeah.
But we completed it, and I'm moving forward.
You're moving on
other things. Yeah.
Cool. Let's talk about your guy in this one. Well, he's a wonderful character. He did make me laugh a lot. Tell me about Sal.
Sal is a kind of guy who can make you laugh. He could also drive you insane because his energy is just, he's the kind of guy who's sitting still, his knees and legs are bouncing. He wants to consume, he wants to drink and eat and have sex, and he wants to smoke, and he wants to, what are you taking? I'll take that. I don't know what it does. I'll just take it. He sucks up all the oxygen in a room. He is irritating, irascible, funny, and a really good friend.
Yeah.
So, and you know that. He will go to the mat with you. He's the guy you want if all of a sudden there's an altercation in a bar or something. He's on your side. Doesn't matter what it is, I'm on your side. So you tolerate that. You tolerate his negativity, negative traits in order to have the goodness of him. And I think that's very honest. We have that in our own families. Family members who we love, but I can't spend more than an hour with them or I'll go mental.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
And so that's Sal.
And how does he interact with these other two guys that, as you said, were a huge part of his life, but 30 years ago, played by Lawrence and Steve?
What was so great is that the guideposts were clear. Rick wrote a terrific script with Darryl Ponison, who wrote the novel as well. And when you read it, you read the script, you go, oh, I know what Sal's point of view is. I know his good things. I know his bad traits. I know what his ambition is. I know what he's afraid of. And same thing for Richard, not Richard, for Steve and for Lawrence, to be able to bring those characters. So each one has a specific point of view. And you stay in your lane, you know what your guy does. So the ad libs that we did, I'm constantly trying to needle Lawrence Fishburne. I'm trying to get him to, I just want to say anything I can to try to poke him. And someone once said to me, why are you on him all the time? And I thought for a second from Sal's point of view, and I realized, oh, I wanted my friend back. I wanted him back. Come back. Let me poke you so that you'll get angry and yell and like that scene in the car when he's screaming. Yeah, that's why Sal is so happy.
Got the reaction.
I got him.
Yeah,
he's back. Yeah. Let's have fun now. Okay, here we go.
Brian, there is a lot of humour in the film, but there's also some very serious subjects being tackled here. I mean, we've talked about male friendship, which I think is wonderful, but it's also about men and what they experience going to war, and it links kind of the Vietnam experience, I think, with the Iraq War experience, doesn't it?
It does. In our father's war, in my father's war, World War II, it was the honorable war. It was the unquestionable war. We had to stop this madman. Not so clear at Vietnam. Not clear at all, actually. What was the purpose? Who are we stopping? Why are we killing these people? I don't know. Just this is what we're told to do, and we're told not. Oh, that wasn't the truth. So now, what else isn't the truth? And the Iraq War has those same kind of elements to it. That why were we there? It had nothing to do with 9/11. So there are comparisons to be made. Quentin Johnson represents the younger generation who's in that war. We represent the Vietnam War. Things change completely and things stay the same. And so we explore the similarities and the contrasts to the generations and the wars themselves. And I think ultimately it's just about, it's just life. Sometimes we understand it, and sometimes we're never going to understand it.
Before we close, I've got to ask you about working with Rick. He's such an intriguing, very talented director, obviously. What was it like? And did he surprise you at all?
Yeah. I think the thing that was most surprising about Rick was that his absolute belief in letting us go, letting his actors go. We had 2.5, 3 weeks of rehearsal beforehand, where each one of us were airing our concerns, our ambitions, our characters' goals and things like that, and putting it in the soup pot. And he would stir it, and then say, okay, yes, but maybe a little less of that, and maybe, what do you think, more of this? And he would kind of conduct the way the characters related to each other or their own characteristics. Yeah. But once we started shooting, it was like, go. So in between takes, he would go, that's good. You want to do it again? Let's do it again. And the three of us, like actors, were like little puppies going, tell us what we should do. What do you think? Should we change something? And he's like, no, it's good. Let's just do it again. It's very easy, very casual, but sincere. And he knows what he wants, and he knows. So if it went off the rails, he'd put it back on the rails. But otherwise, he just lets it play out.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
I lost Mary in January, my son, and then 2 days ago they came and told me that he'd been killed. He's coming home tonight, full honors, hero. I was wondering if you guys could come with me.
妻と息子を亡くした男が訪ねたのは、苦悩を共にしたかつての友だった。
I haven't seen these men in decades. They represent a dark period in my life, Rose.
Oh, fuck. I'm still a little fucked up from last night.
You were a hazard when you were a younger man. Now you're just an old fool.
We're taking him with us today.
Stick with me, Jesus, through the coming storm.
He must have been embarrassed, me sitting out the last part of our war in the brig.
Yep.
Talking to you, Jackoff! You fucking asshole!
Mueller has arrived! Time ticking fast away. 1 minute, that's not too terrible. I'd like to try to enjoy it. My future is behind me.
Your best years are still ahead of yourself.
Yeah!
友との再会で止まっていた時間が再び動き始める。
No, sir. And he loved you.
涙を見せられる友はいますか。30年後の同窓会。